He's gonna go. He's gonna fight me. He's a big monkey. He thinks he's awesome.
Hey everybody, it's me, Lance Meister, the Undead Viking. I am here to show you this game called Smart Green Heroes. And as you can probably assume, you in this game are playing an entrepreneur that has your own company, that you are trying to make your company more green and more viable and more of an asset to the community that your company is within. You do this by undergoing projects that will make that maybe not inherently be something that your company does. I mean, like, if you're running a fish market, you're not really worried about cleaning up toxic waste to make your company run, but you undergo those things to, gain, not fame so much, but you make a little bit of money and you get a little resources. And you get the community behind you, and you're able to turn that into turning your own facility more green. And that's what you're doing. You're racing against the other players, up to 4 players. You're racing against the other players, trying to be the first person to totally green your facility, and also green your means of production, your process that you have. And you do this through some card play for undergoing these projects, and working with the other players as well in collaborative efforts for some of the projects, to try to help each other out a little bit, but not help each other out too much, because you want to make sure that you're the first one to get completed and gain. And you want to impress customers, obviously, and get them to come, and so you can make more money and have more income, which will inherently allow you to do more things. But regardless, it is it's not a super heavy game. It is on that light medium type of Euro that I enjoy playing with my family, and I played it with my gaming group as well, and they've enjoyed it for the kind of laid-back nature of it. But this is one that I've actually had a lot of fun playing with my daughter and with my wife. And so let me show you how to play Smart Green Heroes. Shouldn't take too long, and then we'll come back here and I'll tell you exactly what I dig about the game. Alright, cool. Alright, what you see in front of you here is the game board for Smart Green Heroes and all the components, the cards, and also a player board for Smart Green Heroes. This game can be played from 2 to 4 people, and I played it with all the spectrum. I've even played it with my daughter, and she had a lot of fun with it. So if you're wondering if younger kids are going to be able to get this game, it's actually pretty good. It teaches them some good resource management skills, and also money, and also teaches them along the way, just because this game is about being environmentally friendly and also friendly to the community. It kind of has that underlying message. So I found it to be a very, very educational game, actually. So regardless, each person's going to get a player board, and they have funky names. This is the one I play because I like this name, the Assault and Battery Fresh Fish Market. But anyway, so that's your company. This is the spot, obviously, for your customers, the different resources, and your project timeline down there. And each one here's for heaven's cakes. This is my daughter's favorite because she likes cupcakes. But anyway, so they have clever little names for your companies. But other than just being kind of flavor, it really doesn't matter. So each person has a facility, so it matches up. It might be kind of tough to see, and this is a prototype, so just bear with me. But so this is my facility here, and the other players have their facilities as well. And then each person, depending, it doesn't really matter if you're a fresh fish person or if you're making cupcakes. Each person has this process, this process that they undergo to gain customers and maintain customers and make money. And so you're both trying to make money in the game, but you're also trying to green your company, if you will, because the person who does that the quickest and the most efficiently is going to be the person that wins the game. The process of playing a turn in Smart Green Heroes is actually really simple. On your turn, you have 3 possible actions. You can attempt a project, in which case you will be taking a project and trying to either take it and undergo it yourself, or possibly asking other people to collaborate with you on that. You can seek opportunity, which is just a kind of a card that gives you a random benefit that you can use later in the game or immediately. So if it allows you to, or hiring a consultant. More often than not, you're going to be working on your projects more than anything when you do your action. And then then everybody will do an upkeep portion of their turn, and they all do the exact same thing. So whoever the first person is, they take their turn. I'll just show you what each one of these things is. So you take a project. What you do is you will draw 2 project cards, and you will look at both of them, and you'll decide whether or not these projects are something that you want to do. And I'll kind of go through what each little section is. So there's a color to it. You can kind of tell this one is purple, and this one is green. And so that is the type of project you undergo. And that's mildly important because this is a blue disc. Like I said, it's a prototype. But so think purple, orange, green. And if you have 2 completed projects of a color, the first person to do that will get that customer, and they'll be able to take this disc and put it in their customers like that. And customers make you money, which is of course important. But the other thing is that as soon as somebody has more than you, though, they'll take that customer back. So, but not tie you. So, like if you had 2 orange ones completed, you could go ahead and put that customer in there. But as soon as somebody had 3, they could take that from you and put it in their customer area. But regardless, so it'll tell you, right here. So it's like this is a community project, this is a green project. So toxic cleanup project or socially responsible investing. And so any investment strategy which considers both financial gain and social good. So they have in here how much money it costs to undergo the project. In this case, it's $9. And what spot on your board, if you undergo this project, it'll be set up. And you'll see that's number 2 right here. Now, the further you're over to this side of your game board, the quicker you're going to get this project done. Look at the Toxic Cleanup project. It costs 14 and it takes 4. Now, if you complete the project, you can see, like in this one, the return investment for the Toxic Cleanup gets you 2 community, 4 environment, and will get you 4 money. And then like this one, 1 on the energy, 2 community, nothing for the environment, but 2 money. So you can kind of see more money to undergo it and what have you. Now, you'll also notice in the Toxic Cleanup project, you will see both this location, which means that it is a risky proposition, meaning that after that's completed, you will have to draw one of these risk cards, and you'll see something will happen. And I'll show you those in just a moment. And over here, this means that this project has to have collaboration. You have to get somebody else, or more than just somebody else, to go in on this with you. And so you can say, I'm looking for anybody to help me. Hey, pay 7. I'll pay 7, and we'll undergo this project together. If nobody else wants to go with you, then you can't do this one. The same thing goes. You can do a collaboration on any of these. But this one forces you to do it. But regardless, so if you take a project, you place it down like so, and then you're going to undergo that project, and you put it on your board. Now, just so if like you had this particular project and this one wasn't a 4, it was a 2 as well, and you're going to undergo another project, you have to put it to one spot to the left of the project that's already there. And like if you had a situation like this and you had to place this one down, there's no spot over here, you can't use it at that point. Now, if you get a project, if both of the projects you have, you don't like them, or maybe you don't have enough money to start them up, if you will, one, you can take out a bank loan at any time. You can only ever have 1 bank loan, and you get $7 taking out a bank loan, so that'll get you some money to do the project. But you can just save it. You can put it face down next to your board, and you can keep it there. You can only save 1 project at any one time. And the next turn when you go, and then you discard the other one that you didn't want to use. So then maybe the next turn you go, you pull 2 over. So let's see what we got this time. Build a playground, and let's see here, relamping project. So you have these 2, and maybe neither of these excite you. So then maybe you got some money, so you discard both of those, and you take this one, and you turn it over, and then you use the one that you had saved. Pretty simple, right? Alright, cool. Opportunity cards, if you decide to do that as your action, just exactly the same thing. You'll take 2 of these cards, and you'll pick 1 to keep. And there's no limit on how many of these you can have, but that is your entire action. So, like copy competition, when another player initiates a project, you may pay $3 to that player to join the project. Somebody is doing one, hey, here's $3. I'm in on that with you. Because when you complete the project, you don't split up the proceeds. Everybody, if anybody collaborated with you on that project, and when you do collaborate, what you do is you take one of these little tokens that shows your company, and you place it on there to show that you are helping out with that one. So you could use that card to, join in with somebody and just say, I'm going to be on in the project, because everybody gets the bonus at the end. You don't split them up at all. And so this other one is move a project forward 1 space. So you could just, and we're going to move that up 1. So then when we do the upkeep, it's going to be completed this particular round. So those work the same way. You pick 1, keep it, and turn the other one down. Now, some of those cards will let you take customers and things like that. There's all kinds of cool abilities in the opportunity deck, and and that's good, because obviously projects are how you get your resources by and large. And so you have to have a real good reason not to take a project, to take an opportunity card. And opportunity cards, like I said, are good. So now, if you did complete something that had a risk on it, so here's some of the risk cards you have. So here, and it's failed green certification, move 1 of your projects back to its starting space on the project track. Or media backlash, lose 1 of your non-project customers, place them in the at-large customer box. Or media backlash, use a non-project, same, pretty much same thing, but different name. But so you can have oh, I'm sorry, there you go, both of them the same, 2 media backlash cards. But let me draw another one so I can actually get a non-copy here. Let's see here. Oh, so here we go. Vendors go bankrupt. Dismiss all of your consultants. That's the other action. I'll show you those in just a second here. Or tax audit. Pay $8 to the bank. If you don't have $8, you have to pay all of it. System crash. Discard all of your project, save project and opportunity cards. So that's actually a pretty debilitating one. So you see the risk cards are tough, but usually the risk cards are associated with a project that gets you lots of stuff when you turn your resources. So, all right. So the other option you have is to hire a consultant, and if you hire a consultant, the retainer you pay during the upkeep. So business intelligence, when you start a project, you may choose a project card from the discard pile instead of drawing cards. So obviously nice. The facilities manager. Time and cost of projects you start is reduced by 1 to a minimum of 1, so you can get those done quicker. And the retainer, once per turn, when you receive resources from a completed project, gain an additional resource of your choice. Pretty good, and that's why she costs 2 a round instead of the other guys paying 1. Now, if you have a retainer and you get to the upkeep and you can't pay it, or you don't want to pay, then the retainers go back up here. You lose them. Obviously, they aren't going to work for you if you're not going to pay them. Also, during the upkeep, that's when you have to pay $1 interest on your bank loan and that doesn't count towards the 7 you owe. But you have to pay that $1, and then you can pay your 7 to get rid of the bank loan, if you will. But now we're talking about the upkeep phase. So during the upkeep is when you go through the whole process of you gaining your income. For every customer you have, you gain $1. So if you finished an extra, you got 2 green projects done, you could put that, you gain that 1 there. If you complete these your areas in these spots, you notice there's these customers waiting. If you are able to complete these sections, which is, you will see that there's these resource payments that you have to do, and when you do that and there's a customer available, you'll get those customers as well that you'll place within your business, and so you'll earn $1 for each customer that you have. So after you handle all your upkeep, pay off any of the consultants you may have, pay off any bank loan interest you may have, and get all the income that you would get from the customers that you have. That's when you move any projects you have 1 space to the right. If they fall off, that's when you immediately gain whatever return that you're going to get on that project, and make sure you keep the type of project handy, because that actually will tell you when you might gain one of these particular customers that are attracted to your business because of the fact that you are exemplifying that area of the market, if you will. And after you've done that, then you will try to convert your supply chain. Now, the first thing you have to do before you even try to get any one of these spots and convert them over to the green, if you will, because this is how you win. You have to get all 4 of these done and have no bank loans. And the first person to do that wins. You first have to green your facility. And you can see here it costs 1 of each resource. So as soon as you have 1 of each resource, you can say, I'm going to green my facility. And so in this case, we're orange. So we take our orange and we just, if we green our facility, you just put that right there, showing that your facility is green. As soon as you green your facility, then you have the option of going over to these other areas, the product and service and sales, manufacturing, customer use, and waste. And if you have the necessary resources and you can pay them to get that done, you can take one of these tokens and you can place it in that location, and as long as there is a customer still available, you can take that customer and go ahead and place it in your customer area like so. And so then the next round, you'll get that customer and they'll make you some income, and so you can kind of revitalize yourself as well at that point. Now, if there's no customers available, you don't get that customer. You don't get a customer for doing that, but you still have to do it to win the game. And so after everybody has done their upkeep, and then that includes drawing the risk cards for completed projects, or if you collaborated on a project, gaining that bonus as well that your opponent may have completed. Then you hand the first player marker to the person on your left, and you start up again, and same exact thing again. You decide one of the 3 actions, go through the process, and get it done. This is a lighter game, and but it has all the facets that I really enjoy about this kind of lighter Euro game. It has cooperation, it has interesting decisions, and it has just an engaging theme, especially with my family. So let me touch more on all of those subjects. In my conclusion, I'll tell you why I've enjoyed playing Smart Green Heroes. Alright, thanks for sitting through that gameplay portion of the video. Like I said, it isn't all that difficult to figure out how to play the game. If you've played a game with like resource collection and what have you, this isn't going to be something that is going to stump you mechanism wise at all. But this is definitely a game that, like I said, I've played it with my family, and I've actually played it with my mother as well, and I'm trying to introduce my mother is her 70th birthday is coming up, and I've been trying to introduce her to this board game world that I do all this in, and because she's shown some interest. And so this is definitely one that after I taught my daughter how to play, this is something I brought over one afternoon, and my mother, so we had the 3 generations, which was kind of neat, and we sat down and we played this game, and we had a lot of fun with it. And this is one of those perfect lighter games that has a meaningful theme. I'm not going to sit here and tell you that this is going to make me want to run out the door and go collect cans in the park and stuff like that. I mean, I do try to volunteer my time, and I do do the recycling thing and everything like that. But I remember when I was a kid, actually, I remember riding my bike around and collecting both. That was back when they actually had steel cans and aluminum cans. And I remember driving around and collecting them all. And when you found those steel cans, it was really awesome because those were worth more money. And then I'd throw all these trash bags full of these cans into the back of my mother's station wagon, and she'd drive me down to the recycling plant. And I forget what it was, but I mean, I remember I would turn in, 10 bags of these pop cans and beer cans that I found at the parks and stuff like that. And I remember I get a check, for like $27 or something. And that was a lot of money back then. I mean, I was 8, 9 years old, and that was like the early 80s, late 70s, and that was a ton of money to me, and it was a fair amount of money. I mean, and I know now that with all the recycling efforts and things like that, the return on it isn't as much, but I do try to invigorate that idea of recycling in my daughter, and we do actually collect all of our cardboard. I get a lot of cardboard boxes, as you can probably guess, with these games, but we collect all the cardboard. That's one of the things we do. My daughter and I, we break it down and we take it. We actually have a recycling center that's only about a 2-minute drive from our house. And we go there, and we take and we separate everything, and it's a good story. And so like it was fun for me, like, you know, I'm getting around to this. It was fun for me to play this game and kind of explain to my daughter like what the process, what you know, she would see the cards, she would see the project cards, and like, here, I'll just grab one at random. It's like water conservation project, you know, and like she'd see this. And she could read it, and she's become a really good gamer, and she's 7 years old, but she's really understand. She could see, you know, what she earned, and then she'd point to it and she'd say, "What does this mean?" And then we'd have a conversation about it, and it's just like, well, this is like, you know, when you go to the water fountain, you're just holding the button there, waiting for it to get colder. I said, that's like clear, you know, good tasting water, and people don't have that everywhere. And I explained to her, like, you know, why it's important we conserve that, and we make sure the faucets are off and things like that. And it allows me that moment of conversation, that allows me that moment of education that I enjoy, and for that one reason alone, because I've been able to like talk to my daughter about what we've been doing, and the fact that like I can see also game-wise and mechanism-wise, I can see the little tumblers moving in her head, and I can see her thinking, well, I need to do this because I need to make sure that my customer area, my customer use area, you know, I have enough community. So I need to make sure I use this purple one because that one's going to get me that, you know. And then I actually, and the fun, really fun part is watching her figure out the money. And like figuring out how to get customers and how to get those customers in her shop so she doesn't have to take out a bank loan, because you know, the first few times she played, she would take that bank loan like right away, and then like slowly but surely she realized that, like, I remember one point she's like, you know, I took out $7, but I ended up paying, you know, I paid them like 14 for it. And I was like, well, yeah, because you paid interest every round, you never paid it off. And she's like, well, that didn't make much sense to do that at all. I was like, there you go. So for all of those reasons and a ton more, I really have enjoyed my sessions of playing Smart Green Heroes. Like I said, I did play with my gaming group, and we considered this one of these games that we can play, and the game is just there as a reason for us to be sitting at the table, because nobody really has to pay too much attention to it. Because then we can talk about our movies and our comic books and our TV shows and whatever else, you know, our lives. And the game is the reason we're at the table, but we're actually there for the interaction and the conversation. And so for that reason as well, the game's a lot of fun. I will say this, I really like the collaboration part of it. I really like the discussions of, you know, like trying to get somebody else to, you know, pay you, you know, the vast majority of the money for the project just because you know they need the resources so you can save money. I really like that added part of negotiation, and I think without it, the game would feel very samey. But with the risk cards and the, you know, and the like the bad things that happen, and getting people to help you out with stuff, and the conversations that you have with those, I really enjoy that part of the game a lot. So there you go. If you have any questions about Smart Green Heroes, please ask those, and I'll answer those to the best of my ability. Thank you very much for taking the time to watch this video. I really appreciate it. And until next time, you have yourself one heck of an awesome day. All right. Bye-bye.